Now, if you're interested in figuring out what the revolution is, if you want to figure out what democracy is, if you want to figure out what America is, it's in a room like this. 250 people at a hearing in the middle of the day, took off from work, and they decided that we're going to stand up and fight against the oil industry.
A clean energy economy, and approving any new pipelines is slowing that necessary process down. So with all due respect, I urge you to say that.
We oppose any new fossil fuel infrastructure, including the infrastructure on docket number 16. Thank you.
Developing in a flood zone at this point is terrible business sense as well as terrible environmental sense. Thank you very much. We oppose.
I want to oppose number 16 for the same reasons that other people just brought up, but also to say that we have to make sure that our definition of fracking does not stop at the gas wells. Our definition of fracking has to include the power plants and the pipelines. The pipelines should not be included in special protection waters. Absolutely not. Because we are under siege as a nation right now from the fossil fuel industry. There are 300 new frac gas power plants that are being proposed across this United States. What that will do is put much of the East Coast underwater due to sea level rise and climate change. What that will do is create millions of new fracking wells across this nation. And I think you understand, this is the first time I've been back here in 5 years. It's nice to see you. We love the Delaware River Basin Commission. We love it because you've been protecting the Delaware River with our help. And we are here to say, we've got your back as you go forward and reject the dirty energy of the past. We are having your back as you go forward and reject any notion that natural gas infrastructure or fracking wells has any place in the Delaware River Basin whatsoever. So we're here just to say, welcome. The anti-fracking movement is showing up again, and of course we're going to oppose all of these projects. Thank you.
The citizens of Pennsylvania want a ban on fracking in the Delaware River Basin now.
The citizens of New Jersey
Want a ban on fracking in the Delaware River Basin now. Delaware River Basin Commission currently prohibits permitting for natural gas extraction projects in the Delaware River Basin. This prohibition was put in place May 2010 by the Commission based on the determination that natural gas projects, individually and cumulatively, will have a substantial impact on the water resources of the Delaware River watershed. In 2017, we know much more than we did about how substantial those impacts would be for the watershed and beyond. That we have had thousands upon thousands of people come out and say, don't even think about fracking in the Delaware River Basin. So we're here to express to you our adamant and passionate and unrelenting desire that you fulfill your mission, that you count yourselves as water protectors as we do.
I work for the 5 commissioners, and the commissioners make the decisions on all significant matters related to the RBC. The commissioners are the 4 governors of the 4 basin states and a representative of the federal government. I'm not a decision maker in the matter that you reference. I work with DRBC staff on all matters to provide the commissioners with information and support to help them inform their decision-making process. If you'd like to understand the current position of the commissioners on the matter that you're referencing, I would strongly suggest you look at the DRBC website. There's a natural gas drilling page, and it'll outline the commissioner's position. But the commissioners are the decision makers, and that's who I work for. So, thank you.
Why are you considering lifting the moratorium?
This is not a question and answer session. I've got one more person to get to. Sign up in advance.
And why did you testify in court that there was no moratorium?
Can you please, Summit Security, address this gentleman, please?
Can I make a point of order as a member of the press? There's no space down here for press, and there should be space allowed for press and Wi-Fi so that we can live stream this event.
Mr. Fox, we've set up press in advance, so
Yeah, well, there's going to be a lot more coming, so just make sure there's room for us.
So let me just remind everybody, before I was interrupted, that we're in the Water Resource Program portion of the hearing. And it's really important, if you want to speak to this matter, that you indicate what part of the Water Resource Program you're commenting.
And I'm the press. I can do both. But you got to sit in one place.
So did I see another hand up?
They want you in the back. You guys
Gentleman way in the back.
They're
I'd
telling
like
us
to
the
give
press is
you
back.
an
They're
item
telling us
in
the
the
press
Water
is
Resources Program.
designated for the back.
Listen,
Please state your name and
don't do
affiliation.
this. It's just going to bring a lot more ire.
I'm not trying to.
I'm just saying there should be some rules for the press. That's all.
You stop jumping up. Okay?
I didn't jump up behind my head. Sit down.
Freedom of the press! Mercy and control thing! Democracy is messy! Live with it!
Look,
So, as I said, if it's going to be disruptive like this, we will end it. If it's going to be disruptive, we will end it.
Disrupted it, and the police disrupted it. Josh asked in a perfectly appropriate question. You responded.
Ms. Van Rossum, please sit down.
It was
Mr. McNutt, would you like to provide
So-
comments, Mr. McNutt?
it's okay. I've been kicked out of class here joints. There was no place for the press to set up that had any kind of adequate shot. And there was also no Wi-Fi. So it was impossible for people to live stream, which is a big part of what it means to have freedom of the press right now. And I did, at one point, make a formal complaint. I raised my hand to the chairman, and I said to the executive director, Mr. Steve Tambini, I said, listen, next time you got to make accommodations for the press. I can't even shoot the speakers here because we're not in the right spot. And then all of a sudden I had 3 guys from the police come right up in front of me and say,
Josh, you're awesome.
you know, thanks. And they start saying, sit down, we're gonna kick you out of here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen, all I'm saying is I'm making a comment that the press needs to have a place, the press needs to have a place, you know, to shoot, you know, because otherwise we can't adequately bring information to people. And I do want to say for the record, after the hearing, I sat down, I said, I've been kicked out of classier joints than this, which is true. I sat back down, and at the end of the whole hearing, one of the officers came up to me and he said, hey, I really appreciate you just sitting down and being cool. And he said, I'm from up north where all the fracking is happening. I appreciate what you're doing.